All right, we're live. Serious and Silly. This is live, and we got our first breaking news podcast YouTube channel. And I'm here with my good friend Ian Heydecke from. And what's your YouTube channel's name?
My YouTube channel is Ian Heydecke, just the way he's spelled out as my name is. It's IAN. Last name is Heydecke. So it's like hey, like I build on a deck, E. So but you pronounce this Heydecke.
Oh, okay, Heydecke. Okay, sorry, I've been pronouncing it like it's
Hey,
Japanese this whole time.
trust me, I know. It was like you. I mean, I kind of look at it with the eyes, but it's okay.
All right, so PJ Braun was sentenced.
Yes, he was. I mean, right now I got the release from the U.S. Department of Justice right here.
All right, let's hear
And
it.
it says Blackstone Labs founder sentenced for conspiracy to sell anabolic steroids and unlawful dietary supplements.
Ooh,
And looks like right now he's getting the same time as Singerman. He's getting up to 54 months in prison.
mm-hmm.
He's 41, so okay, so he's probably gonna, if he does 54 months, let's say 85% if he does,
Right, right.
or if he puts himself in a drug program, he might be out in like 3 years.
Oh, that's right. They're saying that about Singerman too, right?
Right, same thing. He has to let's see, he's doing 54 months up to 54 months. Ordered to forfeit 3 million, and the court ordered Blackstone Labs to pay 1.2 million in the forfeiture.
Oh, okay, okay.
So to combine 4.2 million in loss.
Wow. I want is it rough for him? I don't even know how much he's worth. Let's see how much PJ Braun is worth, because that might be might be the toughest thing. Might be the time.
Right. Probably I would
He
say that because I mean, right now the funny thing it says in this article, it says a second man was sentenced to 13 months in the prison in his role in this scheme.
Who the hell is that?
We don't know who the second man is, but apparently this is according to documents. Said Philip Braun. They went his real name Philip.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Boca, da 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 da. Yeah, so he was, he's Boca Raton based sports and dietary supplements retained. Found guilty in November of 2021
Yeah.
to
They're saying
conspiracy. No, go ahead, man.
they're saying that PJ Braun is worth $8 million.
So that's half his wealth,
Yeah, yeah.
if
Well,
that.
I'm sure they'll have. I'm sure they do payment plans or whatever the case may be. But the thing is, who's gonna run? Like Singerman's got his wife running Redcon One. Who's gonna run Blackstone Labs for him?
Maybe his girlfriend.
Yeah, I have no idea. And
I don't
then
know,
are,
but
are they gonna run it as good as they will? That's the big question. You don't know if these are business people or not.
right. But he probably knew it was coming. Like I said, this was November 2021. We're already so that's 3 months. You had your, you probably were setting up everything because you already got hit with it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now Singerman was totally different because he went through a downward spiral with his, and
Big time.
with the accidents and the
Yeah,
drugs, the sleeping pills and the boat and everything else.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah, yeah.
ugh.
Yeah, he got Singerman. Looking at it right now, Singerman got 54 months in prison, and he had a forfeit 2.9 million. That also doesn't count the legal fees that they got to put up.
Right, and who
God,
knows what that is.
God knows what the lawyers cost and the legal fees cost and so on and so forth. Yeah, and Singerman, I'm sure, had other fees on top of, like you said, the DWI and the boating accident and all that crap.
And you got to think he already had a past
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
with heroin.
What's that? A guy Cicino was going to step up and help. What does that mean? I don't know who John Morris is, but how would Guy Cicino help? Is he going to help him? Give him money? I
Maybe
mean,
maybe
I don't
guy
know.
maybe guy might be the silent partner.
Oh, maybe he'll run things for him. Oh, it's possible.
Right, because I know I just saw a video with him talking about something like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, listen. Is that yeah? He wasn't. Was he with Blackstone guy or no?
Yeah, I don't know if he's with Blackstone, but like says he's known as PJ. He might have
They did a video
you
together.
know
Watch it.
a
Oh,
bit of
apparently they did a video. Okay, I didn't know that.
okay. Well, good to
Uh,
know.
yeah, I'll have to go and check it out. Thanks, John. John Morris. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, really. It's kind of if it's the 54 months that probably hurts the most. That time away from your
Right, of
family, and the
course.
time away from your business, because the supplement companies are here today, gone tomorrow. A lot of them are. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and yeah, he's saying guys with Blackstone Labs. All right,
Okay,
cool. Thanks.
okay. So guess what?
Yeah.
Guy's gonna run the company.
Yeah, probably a guy will run the company, and Aaron Singerman or his wife's run the company. But I don't. You gotta.
You know
Better
what?
than
With
good.
Singerman, I don't believe she's gonna run the company. I think they're gonna go with that guy, Eric, his right hand man, or what's the other guy? He's a Spanish looking dude,
Oh, okay.
um,
He's got. Me
Edgar or
from
something like
my.
that. So
What does it say? Me from my memes on. I think on Instagram. Yeah, I probably do, John. If I see some of your memes, I probably would see it. But so go ahead, Ian. What were we saying?
no, I was saying was that there's another guy. I think his name is Eric, and this other right hand man. I think is I don't know, Edgar or something like that. But they, I think, are running the business because they're in with Aaron more than she will. I mean, she'll know some of the business, of course,
Right.
but they're with him in the office all the time and all that stuff.
Yeah. So they, I mean, listen, they have. I'm sure they have, people that help and so on and so forth. And if they have trustworthy people, great. But like I said, a lot of supplement companies are here today and gone tomorrow. They really are. I mean, what happened to remember what happened to what was that one that was huge, and then it fell over. I mean, there's a million of them. I mean, and it's not like they disappear. They just have their 15 minutes and then they kind of like fly under the radar.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to think
that was huge for a long time. GAT.
Also, GAT had, you got to think of who they had. They had thank you. That's the name.
Eduardo. Yeah.
They had Big Rammy.
Yeah.
Sadiq. I mean, now they have Regan Rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how they do with him.
Yeah.
You know who was? I mean, I'm trying to think who else was really big. Well, you had I know Kai Green's company. Well, the Kai Green company, Dynamic. I haven't heard that. Well, after that, he was gone.
Yeah. Kai Green is with Redcon One, and he, from what I understand, he gets big money. How much?
I heard $400K.
I heard something retarded like that too. I heard 30,000 a month. That's what I heard.
Yeah, $400K plus his house, plus whatever he does.
Aaron Singerman's net worth. Let's see what his net worth is. I'd love to know. It's probably a hell of a lot more.
I think it's more than PJ's.
At present, Singerman is believed to have a net worth between $5 and $10 million.
Okay, so around the same market.
So they're getting hit. They're getting hit hard. You know, it's not like they're not getting hit. It's not like they're worth $100 million and they give and it's a drop in the bucket. They're getting hit hard.
But remember, a lot of people forget about this. They could have gotten in trouble a little even long back with underdosing John Meadows' product. Remember the Intra MD?
I don't remember. Go ahead, see. Tell me what was that?
So I don't know when it was under Prime Nutrition. Remember they had the other company.
Okay.
And I heard from many people, one major good source. Mm-hmm. He said they were underdosing that product.
Okay.
And you get in trouble for that because you're saying one thing and you're not doing it, so you're underdosing that product, and now you putting someone else's name on it.
Yeah, that's a problem with supplement companies. Is that there's nobody's regulating things. They don't have an FDA or anything like that. And a friend of mine on the West Coast goes on this website. He sent me the website and I totally forgot. I don't think I have it anymore. But it's basically the website actually tests very popular protein powders to see if it's really sincere about the amount of protein is in. And a lot of them aren't, man. A lot of them, are like 10 grams per scoop and underdosed and so on and so forth. And it's kind of sad because a lot of them have great reputations. What was one? A couple of them on the list. One of them was on the list was BSN.
Oh
yeah.
They always had great. I'm sorry, they had some great taste of protein.
They do. That's probably why. But he said the two good ones were that Dymatize was solid. On was solid. But those are two companies that have been around forever, and they kind of like.
Yeah, they have.
But Redcon One is probably the biggest supplement company in the world right now, I would think. Am I right? Or I might be wrong, but it's definitely up there.
No, it's definitely up there. I mean, it's definitely up there. I'll tell you one great company is Mutant. Mutant makes some really good protein too.
Yes. And I like their I like their business strategy where they're not getting like the top guys, but they're getting the freakiest guys. So they probably save some money doing that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that they got Dusty Hanshaw. They re-signed him back
Right.
because he was with Cadem, so they moved him back. So he came back over. You
Hmm.
still have Ron Partler, who's he still runs everything. Plus, they just got Miss Olympia.
Oh well, what's her name?
Shaw.
Yeah,
Andrea
Shaw.
Shaw.
Yeah,
So she is now with a mutant.
that's fantastic.
So and of course they also have Sean Ray. I mean,
That's right. I mean, but they don't have to sign, the Phil Heaths and the Steve Kucklows
Flex
and
Lewis's,
Brandon Currys and the Kai Greens at the man 400,000 a year. They had what's his name right before he passed. Well, I know he had his own company, but way before he had 5%.
Yeah, Rich Piana.
He had Rich Piana, right? Did you hear about him? I did a quick one on him the other day.
Yes. What do you think about it?
If it's true, it's pretty. And he was. If it's true, I mean, I know that's just rumors, but if it's true, they're really. That's really playing with fire, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really playing with fire. And the rumors there is that he injected silicone everywhere, pretty much. And listen, I'll be like I was saying the other night. I'll be the first one to admit I go to the gym and I work out and I want to look good, and I use TRT and so on and so forth. I'll be the first one to admit it. But when you get to a point where it's like you using stuff that's illegal and you got to go to another country for, because the rumor was that he had to go to South America to get it done, and then he found the other rumor was that he had a trans girl in LA that was doing it for him, and then the other rumor was that he was doing it by himself. And I mean, if he was putting it everywhere, how much time and money was he spending on it too? I mean,
apparently enough.
Yeah, really,
Apparently enough, because I remember now when he had his. I mean, I'm talking at its high. When I went to the LA Fit Expo, he would come in. He had one of the biggest booths.
He had the longest lines out of everybody.
Yeah. I'm talking about like I went there. This is back at 2016.
Yeah.
Before he had the fight with him and Mac, what's that? Mac Truck, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Before that, him, Martin Ford, all of them were there because he's an LA-based company. He would just He would basically just bring in a trailer for U-Haul trailer with totes. They said he was cleaning $1 million, maybe $2 million over the weekend at an LA Fit Expo.
Right.
Remember, we're talking about this. We were talking about. This is his territory,
right?
So he's gonna get all the people who look or remind me of him, the tattoos, the big muscles. So you get a little bit of everything,
right.
I mean, plus the shirt's off. Oh, I'm big. Fuck you. I forget, but some of the names on them.
Yeah, man. He was a huge company and a huge social media icon. He really was,
But the one thing I do have to say is he told you what he was doing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Except for the silicone.
Except for silicone, but
except for the silicone. Yeah.
But he told you everything else.
Here's the one. I know it's because I'm older. You're a little bit younger than me, but I always had a problem. I never had a problem with Rich Piana. I mean, I was a Rich Piana fan, but I always had a problem with the young generation that followed social media guys instead of people that actually did something as far as competing and turning pro, winning shows, and that always bothered me because it's like Rich Piana was a social media icon and he made a ton of money, and listen, he struck where the iron was hot. He was a smart guy, but he never turned pro,
Never turned pro. At least he did a show.
Yeah, I mean, he did.
He went to California pro. At least he did a show. So he has. I mean, he claimed. That's something.
Yeah.
But there's some of these guys. Matter of fact, I'll tell you. I'll give you a perfect example. I was at the Olympia last year. So were you. That's how I saw you.
Yeah, that's right.
Brad Castleberry. What the fuck?
Oh man, yeah, he's a waste. Like it irks me because these young kids, they're following these social media guys, and like, okay, so I mean, I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but if the rumors floating around, if they turn out to be true that he was injecting silicone, you could work out till the day is blue, till you're blue in the face. You're never going to look like that if you no. And then Brad Castleberry with the fake weights and so on and so forth. He has a great physique, but like I said, They're smart enough to make money on it, so on and so forth. But when I went to the Olympia 5 years ago, right? It was 5 years ago. I went. Yeah, I'm 40. I'm 45. So yeah, I was 40. It was my 40th birthday. We went there for my birthday, and an hour to meet Rich Piana and the 5% line and so on and so forth. Right.
Okay.
Jay Cutler 20 minutes, and Jose Raymond no time at all, 0. And you're talking about Jay Cutler is 4-time Mr. Olympia, and Jose Raymond is one of the greatest 212 bodybuilders that ever lived, right? I mean, and he was sitting there like this, and I was just like, "Hey, Jose, can I get a picture?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, come on." Where Rich Piana, like I understand, like he's a smart businessman, and he knew what the tricks that he had to do to make money and build a business, but he really didn't accomplish much in bodybuilding.
It's not. I mean, when you think about it, just think of the people who are blowing up because they know how to use social media, just like Bradley Martin.
Yes, it's another guy. Yeah,
another guy. What's the guy who's like the Arnold wannabe? Colin.
Oh, that guy! I can't stand that guy. Yeah,
another one. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I forgot his name. He went through all the injuries, and he turned pro during COVID, during 2020, when there was nobody in men's physique in this.
Right, but who knew that he was even turning pro?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you and I, we follow the sport kind of very diligently, and you were like, "Who?
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah,
that's what he did. He did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, that was ridiculous. And what did he do? He did the double bicep curl where he tore his bicep, and then he went mountain climbing and all this craziness that he does. It's like, dude, if you're really trying to turn pro, then you got to concentrate on turning pro and stop all this craziness.
This is the funny thing. This is what they tell athletes, right? Some people, they tell them, if you're a professional football player, stick to things that you can do professionally as a football player. Work out. Don't try to do something that you shouldn't do,
right?
Because that's how you get injuries.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's even in their contracts that they can't. Yeah, absolutely.
Don't ride a bike. Don't get a motorcycle.
That's how. Do you remember when the Yankees signed A-Rod and the third baseman was Boone?
Not Scott Brocious, right?
No, Boone, Aaron Boone.
Okay.
Or was his brother?
Yeah.
I know it was. And the loophole that they had to get him out of the contract was that he sprained his ankle playing basketball on the offseason.
Right, they told him not to do it.
And and it was in the contract that he couldn't do that, and because they found they wanted A-Rod. It was really just a loophole. Normally they would just let him, but he lost his job because of that.
Right.
But it's just the craziness. The good news is there's guys coming up, there's young guys coming up now that are making waves, and they're really professionals, like a Nick Walker or Brett Wilkins, even in Rough Diesel in Classic Physique. I don't follow Classic Physique much, but Rough Diesel's really making moves.
Well, speaking about Classic, look at Chris Bumstead.
Chris Bumstead, absolutely. All the young kids in the gym don't know who Big Ramy is or Phil Heath, but they know who Chris Bumstead is.
And that's what. Let me tell you this. I probably did tell you this, but I went to it was last year at the Natural Body Inc. in New York, right? It was Bumstead and Nick Walker, and some other people were there, but more of them two. Okay, they were the two big stars, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen so many Bumstead apparel.
Yeah,
I didn't even know he even had it.
I didn't even realize that. Like, I don't know what he's doing to become so, sought after. He's not controversial. He doesn't say much. He doesn't do much with the exception of competing. I mean, he's a handsome guy. He wins, but I don't know. It's kind of strange. Like, he's marketable, but he's marketable, but he's marketable oddly. Like, he's not marketable like a Rich Piana, right?
Or Jay Cutler or Flex,
right?
Because if you notice them two, you want to start a company, you get Jay Cutler or Flex Lewis. That's it. It's a wrap.
Right.
You're good.
So he's not marketable like that. He's not marketable like a social media person, like a Rich Piana or a Brad Castleberry or that other guy we talked about, Colin, whatever his name is.
Mhm.
So what is he? How is he marketable? Because he's handsome and he's tall and kind of a perfect plastic physique. I guess. I guess so. Unless he has really good people working for him. You know.
He's working with is Matt Jensen.
Really?
Oh, you hear about that?
I thought he was with his brother-in-law. What's his name?
Oh, Ian?
I thought Ian was training him.
No, not like not as his coach. They're partners.
Well, there you go. Okay, there you go. That
Because
makes
that
sense.
Get Raw, remember that? Okay, so the Revive Raw. I think it's Raw. I think it's called Get Raw. Am I correct? I believe that. Well, I know that they were together because it was Jansen. Because I saw them all together. Jansen, Bumstead, and Walker. Because Walker's in with Jansen directly.
Yeah.
They do some business. Like all of his supplements are from Matt Jansen.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right.
Maybe something with that.
Yeah. So, speaking of which, Matt Jensen, have you seen Brett Wilkins? Because he works with Brett Wilkins.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming.
And me neither. I mean, I'm going to be doing a prediction show with coming up Tuesday night with Jason Ons and Jose Raymond. I was supposed to do it this Tuesday, and my computer got all fucked up. But it was supposed to be with Jason Ons and Sean Clarita, but I can't seem to get in touch with Sean. But whatever, it doesn't matter. If I get in touch with him, he'll just join us. But I listened to Nick Walker's, top 6, and I disagree with him. I think the first one he got right. I'm going to give it to Brandon. Mm-hmm. But after that, I think the new guys are going to really start making. I think Brett Wilkins. Or it's Brett Wilkin, right? No S. Brett Wilkin. I think Brett Wilkin. Yeah. I think Regan Grimes and I think Samson Dowda are going to make a lot of noise. I think you're going to see a lot of the old guys start falling back. I think you're going to see Cedric fall back. I think you're going to see Bonac fall back. I think you're going to see Akeem Williams fall back. I think you're going to see the guys the guys that have been around
like
fall
Kuklo?
Back. Kuklo, I actually no. I don't think Kuklo is going to fall back yet. I think he's still got a lot in the tank. My prediction is I have him 2. I have him 2nd.
Okay. I mean, well, like I said, I do have Curry winning the whole thing.
Me too. Yeah. Because his picture was that guy just gets better and better every year. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah. Well, he's having the anabolic chicken over in
yeah, that's right. When it was working, it's working. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Bonac I've seen some pictures. He looks really good.
He does look good. I have not seen any pics without without no clothes on. You know what I mean? I've never seen.
Yeah. Well, I think he still works with Neil Hill.
Oh, I don't know. Are they? I heard they had a bad breakup a couple of years back.
Who knows? I mean, like I said, but I don't know how long ago. I mean, that was back in the day. So who knows who he's working with? I'm just trying to think who else because I'm going to the Arnold.
Okay.
So,
Cedric is in it. I think he's going to fall off.
Cedric got his one. I think Cedric is Arnold loves Cedric because he reminds him of himself.
Yeah, which
tall.
Yeah, I mean if he's in shape, he's unbeatable.
Right.
But he's not. He's not in shape. It was the last time he was the last time he was really, really in shape was the last Arnold he won.
Yeah, but also, I think sometimes a lot of these guys, he has a job.
He does. Yes, he does. He's a full-time military guy, right?
Right. So guess what? Sometimes this is a little bit harder to do while all these other guys can do whatever they want.
Absolutely.
So I give him credit for even just to compete.
Absolutely. 100%.
But a lot of these guys, you're like, what are you doing? Oh, all they do is eat, sleep, and train. Train.
Train. It's as unfair as it is. I just think I think those 3 guys are going to make serious damage. Samson Dowda, I think, is going to pull a Rafael Brandao where he's not going to beat a lot of guys on size. He's going to beat a lot of guys on structure because.
And I think Rafael's doing it too.
No, he backed out. Rafael's doing Brazil. Rafael backed out. Nathan got hurt, and Shaban got hurt. So those 3 guys are out.
Oh,
Yeah, Nathan would have did damage because Nathan at the end of the last year really was rocking shit last year.
yeah, he was coming on.
Yeah, so I was really hoping to see him, but he's gone. So I think those three new guys. I think you're gonna see one or two of those guys in the top five. I don't think the older guys are gonna hold on. I think Cedric, because if all I can go on is their last shows, and Bonek's
Of
last
course,
show
that's the only thing you can go
and
on.
Bonek's last showing was really not that great. It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't as good as it was a few years back. Cedric's last showing was not good at all. It really wasn't.
Right.
I mean, he should have won that show in again with the one that Clarita fucking won.
Oh yeah.
And he didn't. I don't think he even broke the top five. Who else? Who else is doing it? That is, I think my opinion. I think it's gonna be Brandon Kuklo, and then I think you're gonna see in the third place. I think you're gonna see one of those new guys. I would probably, seeing what Brett looks like, I would put him in third, because you can't say you never know, because Nick Walker won the whole shit last year, and I know he's a different breed. I get it, but the Arnold Classic is not afraid to put new guys at the top, where the Olympia usually
you're definitely
the
right about
Olympia's a
that.
little. You
A little leery about it.
You got to pay your dues. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it's still you got to pay your dues.
Speaking of paying dues, and I think speaking of the O, have you seen Derek Lunsford lately?
Yes, I know. The guy is retarded.
He is.
It's unbelievable. As much as I'm a friend of Sean and a fan of Sean's, and I would always back him. It's unbelievable.
I just watched the last video with him and Hani.
Yeah, I saw it.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I saw it. And he's another guy that he might, I could see him, maybe doing 212 for another year or two, because he's young enough, and then jumping into the open, because he could hold his own.
He can. I mean,
he could definitely hold his own in the open.
Even he said, he's like, Derek is looking over. He's firing up, and he showed the ab check. I was like,
yeah. He's no joke. These young guys coming in, these new guys, they are no joke. They come in big, full, hard. They got great shape, symmetry. Excuse me. I mean, it's just unbelievable. You know who else is actually in the show, which I'm also another older guy that I forgot to mention that I think is going to fall behind, is Max Charles.
Yeah, well, Max Charles, one thing, he's great upper body. He reminds me of Johnny Jackson.
Right.
Great upper body, but the legs are just a little.
But when he was working with Milos, though, he would break the top five in major shows. He would break the top five in good shows, and he would break the top three in like the lower pro shows. But then I don't know what happened between him and Milos, and then as soon as he left Milos, he just immediately dropped back, because he just does not come with the same shape, the same.
The funny thing is,
conditioning, rather. Sorry.
Speaking of Milos, I actually just saw him 2 weeks ago when I went to Vegas.
Okay.
He came he was training somebody. He's coming to the to Flex Lewis's Dragon's Lair.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And you gotta go to that gym, man.
I know, I've heard. If I ever go out there again, I'll be out to Las Vegas sooner or later again, because that's like the one vacation I never say no to.
How are you gonna say no to Vegas?
Yeah. My wife will say it in 1 second. I'll be like, book it, let's do it. Because
that's how my girl did. She was like, "Hey, hon, we want to get away for like a pre-Valentine's Day." I said, "All right, when and where?" She's like, "Vegas." I'm like,
"Let's go."
Okay. We planned it like,
yeah.
It was like 2 weeks. She was like,
yeah.
She told me on like a late January. She was like, "Well, we're at Vegas." I was like, "All right." She also let me have a little fun at the gym.
Yeah.
So was it just
it is always a good time in Las Vegas, whether you are married and you go as a couple, or whether you're single and going with the guys. No matter what, it is always a good time.
Right. Also, now when I go back out there again, I gotta check out the Powerhouse gym. That's the Iron one.
Iris Kyle, yes.
And,
did I ever tell you that story? I never told you that story. We're looking. We go to the Olympia in Florida, right where I saw you, and we're looking for, in the Olympia there's signs everywhere. In Vegas there's signs everywhere. Go here for the expo, and we go to the place and we couldn't find the expo, right? And we're walking around that whatever it was, the hotel or whatever, the expo center. We can't find it. And my wife's like, let me ask this person. And I didn't even get a chance to stop her. I'm like, no. And she stops Iris Kyle. And she's like, can you tell me where we can go to the expo? And Iris Kyle's giving her directions. And my wife has no clue who it is. And I actually apologized for my wife. I was like, Miss Kyle, I'm really sorry. My wife doesn't realize that she's speaking to the greatest female bodybuilder that ever lived right now. And my wife was like, oh. She had no clue who it was.
Well, that's funny because like when I was at the O, we were in me and my boy, we who I'm helping out for a show, the one I showed you the picture of back at when we trained.
Yeah.
So, he's doing men's physique. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. It
but,
is what it is.
I know. But hey, if you're a promoter, you want it.
Absolutely. You want men's physique and bikini.
Men's physique bikini, you want now and classic. Now classic and women's,
it's
huge,
all
that stuff.
Yeah.
It's huge. So back to what I was saying before. We're in line to check out from the Olympia Expo. They had that little area where you could buy clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Who do we see? Mark Anthony, right? Mr. He was the first men's physique Olympia champion, right?
Yeah, I remember.
And I'm like, hey, Mark, what's up? I mean, I've met him a few times. Like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Shoot shit. And my boy meets him. He's like, oh, man, hey, nice to meet you. He's like, listen to him. Give him the the spiel. Like, hey, listen to your coach, whatever.
Right,
and I said, you know what that is? He was like, no. I said, men's physique, right? I said, and I said, that's your godfather.
Yeah, exactly. That's the guy who gave birth to men's physique.
Right. He's like, wait, what now?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I said, and I was busting his chops, but I said, you should know your sport.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Isn't that how funny is that, Ian? That listen, if I go to a softball field and there's a men's league playing, they're gonna know all about the MLB. If I go to a men's football league, rough touch or flag football or whatever, they're gonna know all about the NFL. If I go to an MMA class, they're gonna know all about the UFC. You go into a gym, even the hardcore gym, and they have the majority of people I talk to have no clue. They don't even have a clue who like Mr. Olympia is. They have no idea who these people are.
Yeah, well, you know how gyms are. All they do is they know what they know.
Right.
And so that's it. It's like, oh, I just know this. That's it. Not knowing anything about bodybuilding. They may know who Arnold is from a movie. Like they forget that he was actually a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
It's like this. It's like John Madden and Michael Jordan, right? People forget John Madden was a football coach before he became the announcer and a video game, because that's what they know him as. Guess what? A fucking video game.
That's right.
So like just like Jordan, they're like, oh, he's just a sneaker guy, right?
Yeah.
No, he's probably the greatest basketball player ever, and you just happen to,
Yeah. But no,
so that's what makes it funny.
That's almost forgivable because it's the generations beforehand. But I'm talking like now these young guys, they don't know who the best guys in the world are now. Right. And it's like the only and girls too, same thing. I had a girl on I was interviewing. She was a professional arm wrestler, and she was trying to go pro. She was a national level bodybuilder, and she did not know who any of the girls were in bodybuilding. And I'm like, how do you not know this? I don't know, But
you know what it is. And think about this. A lot of girls don't support fucking girls.
No, they don't. They hate each other.
They hate each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the guys. The guys are always supportive. The guys supportive of the girls, but the girls can't stand one another.
They always hate each other. That's the way it goes.
And I'm like, wait. How are you? This is why women's bodybuilding. All these die.
Yeah.
Because women don't support women.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of women's bodybuilding, and I have as many of them. I've been trying to get in touch with actually Andrea Shaw. I messaged her like 3 or 4 times on Instagram to go on my show. But I mean, I've had Sheena Oleg, I've had Rita West several times, I've had Donna Salib, I've had Leah Denny, I've had who else have I had on? Teresa Ivansick, I've had her on. I'm a huge fan of women's bodybuilding, and the sad part is, a lot of times when they get deals from like for example, like Donna Salib has like a deal with Gaspari, but it's only commission based. Depends on what she sells, And
that's the other thing. It's like,
and
we can't sell shit.
Yeah, and go on her Instagram, Donna Williams Salib, and watch her work out, dude. She's like the female Branch Warren. She's a fucking beast in the gym. Sometimes I watch her stuff just before I go to the gym, just to get like pumped.
Speaking of Branch Ward,
Yeah.
did you see that clip where Branch talked about Hani?
No, I didn't. I didn't. I don't know.
All right, so they're at destination. Branch happens to be there training Derek.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Hani is training Derek. They're getting there, and he sees Branch Warren. He sees Keon. You know Keon.
Sure. Yeah.
Keon. He sees Branch, right? And then there's a small clip. He goes, "Yeah, me and Branch have a love-hate relationship. It's about like 20 years, you know." And then Branch goes, "Short midget motherfucker."
Really?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, really?
In the video, and I mean, they're friends, but it was like
Yeah.
he goes, and then of course Hani puts a little jab at it. He goes, he's probably a little disappointed that I had Jay beat him at the O and 09.
Oh, that's a shot. That's a shot to him because I had him on. I interviewed him and he told me that was the most painful loss he ever went through in his life.
Yeah, so he beat Jay when he was a teenager, but when it came to the big show,
yeah. And it just so happens that was Jay's best look ever.
Yes,
that was his best look ever. Nobody was beating him.
Yeah, when he walked on stage, it was like how you like this. When you walk on stage, you're like, it's lights out, it's over.
That's right.
That's how it was. When Jay walked in, we're like, new haircut, new look, it's over.
Yeah, and that was the famous leg stomp.
The famous quad. Yep, quad stomp, and it was like,
yeah. When he came out, it was like, what the hell? Because he had something to prove because he had lost it the year before.
And he should have lost it 2 years in a row.
He did. He should have. That's right. Victor should have beat him.
And and you see what happened after that. Victor's never been the same either.
No, never, not at all. Not at all. I don't. He's never been the same since then. I mean, he went from this bodybuilder that was like, shot to the top quick, and then he had a lot of personal issues, but he
and then injuries.
Yeah, injuries. Yeah, he had an injury arm wrestling. Right, he had a bicep tear arm wrestling. Oh no, he broke his arm.
Tore his knee.
Yeah. He was never the same. And he's like, I've only met him at, twice. And it seems like the nicest guy in the world, like real calm and chill. We'll talk to you, But you know what, Ian? I think we should do the gossip from here on in. I think when there's gossip and it breaks, I think you fucking hit me up and we jump on and do this.
I think so. I think we should definitely do this. I think you and I have some little. I mean, look at this. We didn't even realize what the time is. I'm like, oh shit, it's 37 minutes into this, and like, didn't even realize it.
Yeah, I think from here on in, you and I should do the gossip.
If definitely want it like this, knowing me, if I'm off, I will hit you up like, yo, let's do it.
Yeah, and
because usually,
you usually work nights, right?
Yeah, I'm usually, but my schedule is Sunday through Wednesday. Sometimes I work a Thursday, depending on if they, if there's overtime like that. But
right,
I'm overnight. I'm 6:30 to 5 a.m. So when you're getting up, I'm coming home.
Oof, yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, so it's a little different for everybody else, but yeah, let me get my 3 days off. So like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm off Sunday, of course, until I have to go to work. But
we could do it if you're off Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. What we could do is we could do like gossip for that week.
Definitely, always down for that.
Yeah, because we definitely have good chemistry.
Yeah, and we also have good sources too.
Yeah, and we're very handsome.
That's that's a key. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
The over handsome 40 club. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that's right.
We got the shaved heads,
the beard.
Except for I have a beard, you don't. So we'll put the Italian and the bearded man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, something funny like that.
Yeah, that's right. So from here on in,
something funny that made me laugh. I was like, when you say you're 45.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar's 45. Who would have thought that?
Wow, really?
Jesus yes.
Christ. Now, where's the time going? I mean, these guys are just. Oh, speaking of which, do you know who I saw in Signature Fitness not too long ago? God, what's his name? Gold Dust's younger brother,
Cody.
Cody Rhodes. I saw him in the gym. Nobody had any clue who he was. I was the only one that went up to him, and I was like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "Oh, he had a show. They had a wrestling match in
Prudential.
No. Where did the Devils play?
At Prudential.
That's Prudential? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a wrestling show there. Dude, nobody had any clue who he was. And I'm like, wow, like that's how bad wrestlings get. Like it's just nobody watches that shit.
You know what it is? We know who he is, but if you're like, let's say Roman Reigns, The Rock, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's probably hit or miss.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
You get some of these guys who are freak. The freaks. You probably like, oh, I know who that guy is.
Right. Yeah. But
But if they're,
the Rock is
like I
close
know
to
it's as
50,
it is,
man.
but when they're tall, you're like, oh, he's a basketball player.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a basketball player.
Because he didn't
Or
look like a wrestler. He was tall. I would say he's about 6'2", 6'3". Yeah, 6'2". But he was athletic looking.
CrossFitter could have been.
Yeah. So I saw the short blonde hair, and I'm like, yeah, that guy looks like Cody Rhodes. And then I Googled him, and he had a tattoo on his neck, and I saw the same tattoo. I was like, that's him.
You're like, that's him.
So I called him up to come. I went up to him and asked him to come on my show, and of course he said yes, but never heard from him. But it is what it is. He gave me his info. I messaged him and never heard from him. But listen.
Well, he just the funny thing is he just left that company that he did that show for AEW. He just left. Him and his wife left.
Oh, really?
And I heard he's already making his way back to WWE.
Well, listen. At least these guys have like, at least the WWE isn't the only guy on the block anymore. Like they have somewhere else to go.
Right.
All right, dude. You heard it here first. PJ Braun, 54 months, and how much money does he have to pay back? $4 million.
So for combined 4.2 million. So $3 million on him and 1.2 from Blackstone.
Holy shit! Wow. All right. Well, you play by the sword, you die by the sword, baby.
Yeah, man.
All right, brother. I appreciate you coming on, man. And
no problem, man. Thanks for having me on.
We'll hit it up, and we'll do this once a week. We'll gossip about bodybuilding.
Definitely, man.
All right, Ian. Have a good night, brother.
You too, man.
Later.
Later.